Hi folks, this is Max from Epic4GTouchRoot.com. So I didn't have a video actually on how to install a ROM on my Epic 4G Touch. That's what I'm making. Basically, anytime during your phone is running, if you rooted your Epic 4G Touch, you can hold down the volume up and the power button, and then just wait until it reboots and into clockwork mode recovery. There's also different recoveries, but just try to use the same menus. Usually the menus are very similar. And basically don't mess with anything else. A lot of people, sometimes people try to format like a boot sector and then tell me, oh yeah, I did this, and I was like, why did you do that? So don't mess with anything that you don't know. That way you stay out of trouble. Like, why would you wanna, like, you know, why do you wanna take the motor out of your car? Like, I know a lot of people like to mess around, but anyway, so here's how to install a new ROM. First, you'll have to copy the ROM file over. Usually it's one zip file, or it could be two files with the Google Apps file. So you install the ROM file first and then the Google Apps next. First thing you'll want to do is wipe data factory resets. That's perfectly fine to do. That will actually erase all your personal settings, apps, and stuff like that. Not your videos and personal photos. So go ahead and use Titanium Backup to back up your apps and also back up your ROM. Backup and restore right there. You can back up your ROM. If you go here, hit backup or backup to internal SD card. It'll back up your whole ROM, it'll back up your settings, apps. Just in case you mess up, you can always go back. So just do those before. And once you're all ready to go, you've copied the ROM zip file to your SD card or internal SD card. You'll want to do, most of the time you'll want to do a wipe data factory resets. Not all the time, but usually you want to do it. And then go to yes, delete all my user data. So this will delete your, this is also just a factory reset. You do it because with the new ROMs, what happens is oh, I gotta cut my nails off. It's with the new ROMs, sometimes they have a different data and it can, you know, cause a lot of force closes and all the stuff that you don't want. So that's all cleared. After that, you just go to install zip from SD card. Alright, and then choose zip from SD card. Alright, and then you go find the ROM file. I have it in my download directory. So, oh, you know what? It's actually in my internal SD card. So I'm gonna go to install zip from SD card. Choose zip from internal SD card. So there's two options depending on where you copy the ROM files over. So I'm gonna go to internal SD card, and then I put it in my download folder. So I'm gonna go to my download folder here. And then for this example, I will install Codename. Alright, so that's the ROM file up here. And these are all different ROM files like Venom, Ice ROM, Midges, Slim, Trim ROM, Blue Cuban ROM, and I have the GApps. Certain ROMs such as the Codename come with two separate files with the GApps. If it doesn't, you don't have to do it separately. But let me go ahead and install this. Click on the ROM file, Codename, and this will install the ROM. Actually, you know what? I think that's for something else. So I'm gonna try another one. Choose zip from SD card, internal SD. Go to my download folder, and then let me see here. Let me try the Venom Ice ROM. So forget the GApps for this one. But if you have more than two files or more than one file, then simply flash the first ROM and the GApps right after, just using the same, you know, install from SD card. So you don't have to do a wipe. Just do a wipe in the beginning once and then flash the two files. So I'm gonna flash the Venom Ice now. Say yes. And what happened is actually that codename was for some other phone, and I accidentally put it in there. So this will install Venom Ice. It can be any ROM, and it should take at most five minutes. Make sure you have enough battery. If you don't, make sure you plug it into your USB so your phone doesn't turn off while installing. I'm actually running out of battery on this one, so that's why I just plugged it in. So when this is done, you reboot, and if you get to the first screen, congratulations, you've installed a new ROM. And you can go back and forth for the Epic 4G Touch. You can go back and forth between gingerbread ROM, Froyo ROM, ice cream sandwich ROM. You know, there's, you know, you just have to flash it. That's it. You know, wipe, flash, install from zip. That's it. And there's also other. There's a Rogue recovery, which is very similar. The menus are pretty much identical. So just, you know, find the install from zip and install it. And also do a wipe beforehand. So that's done, and you can hit the back button to go back. And if you have the non-touch version, you can always use the volume up, volume down, and the power button instead of, you know, doing the touch. So I'm gonna reboot system now. And sometimes you lose when you install a new ROM. You can lose your clockwork mod recovery, because what happens is ROMs come with kernels, kernels come with recoveries, and some ROMs don't come with recovery if they're like the newest ICS or whatever, or the leaked. Then you can use Odin to flash the recovery if you need to install a new ROM, and that will actually mess up your OS, but at least you can get into the clockwork mod recovery and flash on your ROM. So just do that. Maybe I'll have another video on that. But I'm just gonna lead you to the beginning of the screen of this ROM and show you that it's working now. So again, just copy the ROM files or file over. It can be 1 or 2 or 3. Copy it to internal storage or SD card, anywhere you can find it, and then boot into your clockwork mod recovery, volume up and power button, hold it together for 10 seconds or whatever, and once you're in there, do a wipe data factory reset. Alright, and then go to install from zip card, and then find your zip file, install it. If there's more than one file, you know, do that process, and you know, flash all of them and reboot. And certain ROMs have their own methods, but 99% of the ROMs for Epic 4G Touch, it's like this. You just wipe and install a new ROM. And if you want to save all your apps, like, you know, stuff, use a third-party launcher, and what that does is it will actually save all the locations of all your apps and stuff. So you can use like an Apex launcher, which is like the ice cream sandwich launcher, and then save all your apps using Titanium Backup, which will save the app and also the data on the app. For SMS text messages, there's the SMS backup apps you can use those. I have Google Voice. I have ported my number to Google Voice, so all my messages are actually on Google Voice anyway, so I never back up anything. So that's one advice I can give you. Use Google Voice if you're in a country that supports it. It's freaking awesome. Anyway, so I've installed a new ROM. That's how you install a new ROM once you get to the boot. Now, if for some reason it doesn't boot up, try rebooting once. And if it doesn't boot up within 5 minutes, here's what you can do. Sometimes the temporary files get messed up. So hold down volume up and the power button, and you can actually clear the cache, which is a directory for temporary files. And when you install a new ROM, sometimes that can get corrupted and cause boot loop, and also take this out while you do this. So that's why you can fix it easily. So look at this. Now I got Rogue. I installed that ROM, and this ROM comes with another recovery, but it's the same menus: backup, restore, see wipe. You'll go to wipe and then do a wipe data factory reset. It just looks a little different, but it's the same thing. And also from install zip from file, and see you have install zip file from SD card internal storage. So it's the same thing. Don't worry about it. Just you know, just use your common sense and use the right ones. And here you can also wipe cache. Here, go to wipe. Now, if you end up in a boot loop and you reboot it and it ends up in a boot loop, try this. Or if you're you can't download apps off the Google Play Store. First thing you'll want to do is wipe cache, right? Or format cache. It's the same thing. These are just temporary folders. It doesn't harm anything in your system, but it can give you that chance to pretty much get your new ROM booting. And you can also wipe dolly cache. These two things are the things that hold temporary files. They don't do anything, but sometimes they get corrupted when you install new ROM. Go back and reboot, and if that doesn't fix it, something else is wrong. But usually that will fix any kind of boot loops, any force closes you have. You can't download apps off the App Store. That will fix it. That's the first thing you do. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. That was how to install a new ROM on a Epic 4G Touch. It should be similar across all Android phones too. And if you have an Epic 4G Touch, don't forget to sign up for my email list at epic4gtouchroot.com, where I update you once or twice a week with ROM reviews, tips, hacks, and more. And it's a great way to communicate, and also we don't share your email with anyone else. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button for me, subscribe button here, and share this with your friends on Twitter, Facebook, or Google+. Anyway, I've got some ramen noodles, Korean noodles review coming of Shin Ramen Black next. Anyway, stay high on Android, folks, and I gotta go water my plants.